Great things, great things, great things. Welcome into Words on a Higher Note, our space to reflect, reset, rise, and remember who we really are beneath the layers. I'm your host, Jaylen, and I'm glad you're here. Before we begin, a quick reminder. This isn't therapy or medical advice. It's a moment to pause and reconnect with yourself. If you are ever in need of support, please reach out to someone you trust. This reflection has been working on me long before I even thought of sharing it with you. There's a moment in every struggle when holding on becomes harder than letting go. What I'm realizing is that this moment isn't a failure of my will, it's an invitation to trust something bigger than what I can see or control. And for me, that trust is my faith in God. Today's reflection is titled, Surrender and Let God Work. May these words land where they're meant to. I've learned that possibility lives in the exhale of letting go, when we finally stop racing and start breathing through the discomfort. The truth is, through words and actions, we're taught to hold on. Hold on to relationships that have run their course. Hold on to plans we made from old wounds. Cling to identities we no longer recognize. And cling to I used to instead of embracing now I can. When we're holding on with clenched fists, we leave no room to receive. How do we receive new blessings if our hands are still holding what's no longer serving us, what's run its course, drained our energy, and kept us from growing? God waits for the moment we stop holding on to what we think we need and finally surrender. So I ask you at this point, what are you still holding on to that's keeping your hands full and, if released, could let your heart breathe, your spirit rise, and your next chapter begin? And I know letting go can feel like giving up, especially when you've put in the time, the effort, and the tears. But surrender isn't quitting, it's trusting. It's saying, God, I don't know how this is going to work out, but I trust that you do. That kind of faith moves things in the unseen before it ever manifests in the seen. And there's power in saying, God, I've done all I can with this. Now it's yours. And if we are being honest, we might benefit from declaring this up front before we find ourselves in a struggle. Recently, I was going to visit a friend, and then afterwards I had to attend a meeting. I was a little confused by the route given by the GPS, but I surmised it was taking me away from traffic. I turned too soon and ended up going back toward home, which added 10 minutes at first and then 20 minutes to my trip, and I would have been late for the meeting. The entire time, while a little disappointed, I was thinking, maybe there's a reason I wasn't supposed to go as originally planned. Maybe I would have run into an accident or heavy traffic. And this thought pattern of, even though I may be disappointed initially, quickly after I realized, I'm thinking, maybe something's going on that I don't know, I don't see. And I've been changed directions. My direction has changed so that I can avoid what was going on. And this calms me. It calms my spirit many times. And that's faith, understanding that what is for you will be, and trusting in God's timing even when it doesn't match your plans. Doors meant for us won't open while we're still trying to pick the lock. They open when we surrender, let go, and trust the process. And the process is God's perfect timing, plan, and work in our life, even when we can't see, predict, or control how it will unfold. And letting go, it creates space. Space for healing, space for alignment, space for peace within, space for people who actually nourish you. And God, He wants us honest, not wearing a mask. He wants us that's willing to open up and be available. So what are you being called to release today? What am I being called to release today? What's been weighing on your spirit, even when your lips keep saying, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm good? What's that thing that keeps you up at 2 a.m.? What's that ache you feel but can't quite put into words? What's the real conversation your heart wants to have with God. Letting go isn't a one-time act. It's a way of life. Every day we have to choose to surrender. Every day we get to say, God, I'm not trying to control the outcome today. Have your way. And that's not weakness, that's wisdom. God is sovereign over all things. He calls us to be active participants in our plan, in his plan for our lives. And take a moment to ask yourself, what have I been trying to control that's draining me? What space opens up when I stop forcing the outcome and step back in faith? How might my life shift when I release control, surrender, and step fully into faith? Before we close, I invite you to take this moment further by following or subscribing. And if today's episode inspired a thought, a feeling, a moment of clarity, I want you to speak life over yourself right now. With conviction, say, I am not failing by letting go. I am growing and walking in faith. I trust that what God has for me will find me when I release what's no longer meant for me. Thank you for tuning into Words on a Higher Note, where reflection meets elevation, where grace meets growth, where personal evolution is not rushed, but embraced, honored, and celebrated. Until next time, walk with faith, trust the process, and keep listening for the higher note. Say, be, and it is.